So the question is, what is the meaning of I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness. Pure consciousness alone is there. Everything is a dream. So like water appears as wave, bubble and foam, pure consciousness alone appears as body, mind, intellect and the world. So then why the teaching is given I'm not the body? Because I have identified with the body. Pure consciousness is infinite. Infinite is identified with the finite. So to remove this notion of finiteness, what is told is I am not the body. So really consciousness is not body, like water. Consciousness is not body, like water is not a wave, water is not a bubble, water is not foam, but wave, bubble and foam are nothing but water. Similarly, consciousness is not the body, mind or intellect, but body, mind, intellect is consciousness. So entire world is consciousness, not the world, but world is consciousness. So this way the teaching is given, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am consciousness. Nanu nanembudu nanalla, ee deha manabuddhi nanalla, Sachidananda Atma Shivanam Nane, Shivoham Shivoham. Teaching is given. Now your question is, nature is dualistic, duality. Okay, so everything in nature is light and sound and silence, light and darkness. Everything is duality. Then what are we dealing with? When we say non-duality, what are we dealing with? So the wave and the duality of nature is actually a reflection or appearance of consciousness. Like wave is appearance of water. So there's a big wave and small wave. But if you look at water, there's only water. No big wave, no small wave. Similarly, everything in the world, sun, moon, tree, plants, planets, everything, sun, moon, plants, trees, there is so much of variety in nature. Variety is called dualism. Variety is called dualism. We should not confuse dualism with the duality. So dualism means there are connected opposites like heat and cold, but that doesn't make it duality. When the consciousness identifies one of the elements of nature, then it becomes duality. So the body and the world, there's so many objects. They are a part of the dualism. I would say use the word variety. Variety itself is not duality. When the consciousness identifies with the body, the objects are split into two, subject and object. The consciousness stands as subject and the world of objects becomes the objective reality. So now there is a duality. Earlier, if before consciousness identifies with the body, there's only dualism.
Opposites is dualism, subject object is duality. Right.
Dualism is a variety. Duality is when consciousness identifies one of the objects and says I am this, and the concept of other comes, that's called duality. So now when you are talking to another person, are you talking to a body? If you are talking to a body, one body talking to other body, there is no meaning because body is not alive. The consciousness is speaking through the body to another consciousness, another body. So but consciousness itself is non-dual. There's no two in that. There's no variety in that. The variety appears because consciousness is identified with the body. With one body, it is speaking to another body. So in reality, at the body level, there's a variety. Body and the world level, a variety of objects are there. But there's no variety in consciousness. Consciousness is one whole, sampurna, purnam. That consciousness we are calling as Advaita or non-dual, and objects of the world as dual, dualism. But that dualism becomes duality when consciousness identifies with the object. So the consciousness identifying the one object is false. Like water cannot say I am wave, I am one wave. What is all the waves or what is none of the waves? Similarly, consciousness is all the objects in the world or consciousness is none of the objects in the world. Both are true. So if consciousness is none of the objects in the world, then we realize all in one. And when consciousness is every object in the world, we call it one in all. So in both ways, there is no duality. Dualism is just appearance. Like water appears as a big wave or small wave. It's just appearance, momentary appearance. It's not, water has nothing has changed in the water. So we are speaking of non-duality for the consciousness point of view, not the appearance point of view. Appearance is unreal, mithya, temporary.